Professionally, I've been very lucky to work in sports marketing, which introduced me to the European Championships and World Cup tournaments. I was also working on Champions League for a number of years with Canon, and more recently I've been working with a number of federations such as the English Football Association, and now in my current position with Vitesse Football Club. My biggest challenge is to bring new partners and sponsors into the club and make sure that we increase our revenues in the coming years so that we can reinvest into the different activities that we want to develop for our fans and our customers and our business club members. And that's going to take my priority over the next 2 or 3 years to increase the revenues. I think the biggest trend in the last few years is globalization, the ability of particularly the clubs, the professional clubs in the big markets such as Spain, England, Germany of course, and also recently in France with Paris Saint-Germain, to connect with a global audience in many hundreds of millions, which has really changed the whole dynamic of the business, in combination of course with the social digital media platforms, which are not only owned by the football clubs, but organizations such as Amazon, for example, taking interest in content to generate consumers and subscribers to their own products and services. So I think that makes a really dynamic and sometimes disruptive and volatile environment, which is challenging for many organizations to deal with. I think it's definitely improvement. The technology has given both the fans a stronger voice. It's also given the sponsors and the football organizations the opportunity to engage with the fans on a more personal level. I think we had mass customization, and it's now becoming more personalization, which means the engagement can become more one-to-one, which I think is an advantage for the sponsors also, and hopefully that delivers greater enjoyment and greater satisfaction for the fans who are loyal to these football clubs. Well, marketing clubs, thankfully, are becoming more market orientated. So I think they're becoming much more involved in their communities. They're listening more carefully to the fans, what they like, what they don't like. So they're trying to adapt and provide them with a tailor-made proposition, which the fans can then use in order to enjoy their relationship with the football club. I think more expertise is coming into the football arena, particularly from people with, say, data management backgrounds for big data, particularly with the technological capabilities, developing the right technology platform in the football clubs. And that in combination with a more international market and a more international product is making the whole football arena a much more exciting place to be for all of the stakeholders in the business. The football players, I think, are definitely more involved than in the past, but I think a great addition, not only for the clubs, but also for the players, is through the social media, of course, which has allowed the fans to connect and become closer to the players, and in combination with the clubs, they're providing this access. Perhaps also very important is the development of games like FIFA 18, for example, and EA Sports. Many of the younger generation, the millennial generation, is now learning about football through playing football online against their friends, against the football community, and the data and the statistics and the historical information associated with these players is much more readily available. So I think not just the players reaching out to the fans, but also the fans are in a position to increase their knowledge and understanding about the players through the data that's available in the marketplace. I think that really varies from country to country. I think if you take a look at the bigger leagues, of course, here in Spain, the technology in clubs like Barcelona and Real Madrid is definitely something that we can look at in terms of developing loyalty programs, how to engage fans who never come to the stadium, what can we offer them in terms of football experiences. In the UK, there's been a lot of good work done, particularly with communities and helping underprivileged fans and children to benefit not just from playing football, but also in a health context in terms of reducing obesity and things like that. Certainly in the Dutch market, we don't have the media income which you have in some of the bigger leagues, so we have to also become more creative, working with foundations and working with schools and different parts of society. So I think if you look a little bit beyond the match day experience, then yes, there are definitely things happening in every market which we can learn from each other in order to make it a more holistic football experience for the fan. I think that's a great question. If we knew the answer to that, then maybe we would all be able to go home a little bit earlier today. But no, the local fan is, I think, still extremely important. The season ticket holder is very valuable. Having the full stadia, creating the right atmosphere, that's something which translates into the media, and of course that attracts other partners, other people who then say, yeah, we would like to be involved with the football club. So I think there needs to be enough attention on the local fans, the local community, but of course realizing that maybe 80 or 90% of the fan base these days might be abroad or might not be coming to the stadium on a regular basis. So reaching out to them with football clinics or reaching out to them with tours, making sure that merchandise is available, making sure that content, goal scoring, etc. Is provided through the mobile devices so that they can also enjoy the football experience in their own home or in the cafe or the bar or wherever they're watching the match, for example. And I think in many cases that's happening, but to find the right balance between the two, that's always going to be a challenge. Yeah, I think a single day sport event is perhaps a little bit easier to sell in the sense that you're not asking a fan to commit maybe for 20 times a year. When you ask somebody to become a season ticket holder, you're asking for quite a big commitment to the club, that you spend 3 or 4 hours of your weekend or your evening to go to the club and to be part of the activities. And in the current lifestyle, people have a lot of choices to make, and so we need to respect the fact that they have other commitments and obligations, and so maybe the one-off events are slightly easier to market to a certain audience, and the season ticket holders, that's an audience that we need to give them a good reason to participate on a regular basis.